So in Secret of the Mimic, in R&D, Edwin and Fiona created some Fazbear designs, and then Edwin says that he got a change order from Hen, giving them new designs, which Edwin calls creepy, and Edwin says that the old designs were great, they were Fiona's, and he's not going to change them. And then the designs we see down there are the classics from FNAF 1. So the implication is that the classics were designed by Fiona, even though in Pizzeria Simulator, Henry called them prisons of my making. So Scott and Steelwool have retconned Henry out of his main role in the story, and it's awful, it's terrible, it hashtag sucks, we should hashtag kill Scott Cawthon, hashtag kill Steelwool, etc., etc. Right? No, I don't think, I don't think so. I mean, obviously, if Fiona made the classics, you can argue whether that's literally a retcon, but clearly things have been presented thus far as though Henry fully made the classics. And look, if you have two theories to explain something, and one of them is in line with how things have been presented thus far, and the other one is not aligned with it, or it even requires a retcon, you should obviously prefer the explanation that does not require a retcon or anything, all else being equal. Obviously, if you have a lot of evidence, you might be forced to believe something was retconned or something was changed, but requiring that change is a point against a theory. So is there another equally good explanation? Well, yes, I think so. Actually, I think there's a better explanation even. You look at the line of events, you have their original designs, and then Fazbear changes the design. So the old designs were scrapped, and the new designs are the final designs. And we know that the final designs are the classics. So obviously when we see the classics in R&D, we know those are the final designs that got used. Which means that the original designs have to be Fiona's. I think this line of reasoning is basically just as strong as Edwin's statement that he's not going to change them. And you look at that statement in context, Edwin is throwing a tantrum when he says he's not going to change them. He obviously doesn't have the bargaining power to really make that decision, so it makes perfect sense that he would say he's not going to change it, but then he ends up doing it anyway. But you zoom out further and it's what is even the point of having two sets of designs? Narratively, why did Scott and Steelwool put that in the game? You would think, or at least I would think, that they're setting up the existence of an alternate set of Freddy's characters, and they're gonna appear in the next game or whatever. And that lines up with Edwin's monitor teasing these alt designs that we don't get to see. And looking from this perspective, it just clearly makes more sense for those to be Fiona's designs. And then this also gives a narrative purpose to Edwin saying that he's not going to change them. Because now we know that these alternate designs were fully created, and we know that Edwin wanted to preserve them. So he didn't just trash them or something, they're preserved somewhere, which means they can appear later in a future game. So really I just think everything kind of makes more sense, everything just fits together better if the original designs were made by Fiona, and then the classics are the creepy designs made by Henry, like we've always known. And this is setting up the existence of this alternate set of Fiona designs that are preserved somewhere and will appear in a future game. So everything's fine. We don't need to hashtag kill Scott Cawthon, hashtag kill Steelwool. Or maybe we still do, but not for this particular reason, at least.